So this is a kind of announcement video to let you know of a sort of project that I'll be working on over the course of the summer and into the early fall semester here, and that is these Common App essay prompts. So you may or may not already know about the Common App, but the Common App is something that can be used to apply to multiple schools without having to go back and fill out multiple applications. So not all schools, not all colleges accept the Common Application, but a lot of them do, and you definitely want to be aware of that. And so what does this have to do with essays? Well, the Common App has these essay prompts that we're going to look at here. And this is nice because if you are applying to several schools that all accept the Common App, you don't have to write a bunch of different application essays for them, although some of these schools will have supplemental essays. But what we're going to look at here are the essay prompts. So as it says here, the essay word limit is 650 words, which is about 4 to 5 paragraphs, with a paragraph being about 125 to 150 words. And as it says, there's a minimum of 250 words, so you probably want to strive for something in that 600 to 650 word range, which is not that long when you really get into it. Okay, so the prompts are as follows. 1. Some students have a background, identity, interest, or talent that is so meaningful they believe their application would be incomplete without it. Maybe without saying something about it. If this sounds like you, then please share your story. And again, we'll come back and say more about these prompts later in subsequent videos, but just laying these out here. 2, the lessons we take from obstacles we encounter can be fundamental to later success. Recount a time when you faced a challenge, setback, or failure. How did it affect you, and what did you learn from the experience? So maybe be brainstorming as we think through these or as we read these questions. Think, do I have something that fits with this prompt? Could I write a decent essay about it? Maybe, maybe not. 3, reflect on a time when you questioned or challenged a belief or idea. What prompted your thinking? What was the outcome? 4, reflect on something that someone has done for you that has made you happy or thankful in a surprising way. How has this gratitude affected or motivated you? 5, discuss an accomplishment, event, or realization that sparked a period of personal growth and a new understanding of yourself or others. 6, describe a topic, idea, or concept you find so engaging that it makes you lose all track of time. Why does it captivate you? What or who do you turn to when you want to learn more? And 7, share an essay on any topic of your choice. Okay, so we see that these are the prompts. What I'd say about 7 is something that could be relevant here would be, let's say that you're applying to 5 colleges. Okay, let's say that 4 of them take the Common App, but one of them has a completely different prompt. You might want to go ahead and start with the one that has the other prompt, and then provided that your response fits with this word limit, you could basically use that for the Common App, right? Whereas if the prompt that the other school is asking you to address in that application essay does not appear on one of these, you might not be able to use one of these, 1 through 6, to write the essay for some other school. Okay, so as long as you can do it without forcing it and making it obvious that you're repurposing an essay, that can be one way to sort of cut down on the amount of work and really, therefore, focus on the quality of the essay that you're writing, right? Because it's easier to write one good essay, than 2. And it's better to write one good essay than 2 mediocre essays, right? So just something to think about there. And as it says here, in the most recent cycle reported, 7 was the most frequently selected topic, probably for the reason I just mentioned. Prompt 5, discuss an accomplishment, was a close second. The bronze medal went to, or third place went to the challenge, setback, or failure theme. And what I'd say here is you just want to be, for now, we're in June right now, be, aware of the prompts and maybe just sort of kicking around ideas in your head, thinking, which one of these you could answer, and not just answer it and fill up 650 words, but answer it in a way that's going to help your application. And as I look back through some of these questions, I can think of some ways to answer these that would not be helpful. Say, for example, number 6. Maybe this wouldn't qualify as a topic or idea, but let's say that you get so addicted to playing video games that you lose all track of time. Well, that wouldn't be such a great thing to write about. The college might say, this person's addicted to video games. They're going to have trouble, doing their schoolwork when they get away from home. Or Even number 3, reflect on a time when you questioned or challenged a belief or idea. I think one would need to sort of tread carefully there, or tread lightly, in the sense that you don't know who it is that's reading your essay. And as much as they might want to appear to be supportive of this idea of questioning or challenging a belief or idea, I can certainly think of some ideas that are held sacred by those in higher education, such that if you questioned or challenged it, they might not respond so well to that. So that's a challenging aspect of these essays. You kind of have to be thinking about, okay, I want to write something that is genuine and sincere. I don't want to be fake or phony. But on the other hand, trying to picture the person, or perhaps multiple people who might be reading these essays. Again, you don't want to be overly calculating, but there are certain kinds of honesty that might not necessarily go over so well. So I think when we look back at these prompts, I can definitely see why 5 would be popular. If you're discussing an accomplishment, that's something that could certainly, bolster or strengthen your application, provided that you don't do it in a way that sounds arrogant or sounds like you're bragging. And then 2, the third most common one, obstacles that we encounter. I think several examples of this come to mind as I try to think back to being in high school. Maybe, I think of ninth grade geometry class, the very first quiz. I still remember I got a 6 out of 10, and I couldn't believe it. I got a 60, and I had to really adjust and realize what I needed to do to study and do well. Would that really be the basis for an interesting 650-word essay? Probably not. Maybe a more serious challenge or setback. And again, you can probably think of something that fits into this category. As far as the actual writing, I will, in later videos, try to do at least some of these. And some of them might be members-only videos. I'm not sure just yet how I'm going to do that. But sort of give a sense of the process. Maybe I'll pretend that I'm back in high school. But in terms of the organization, again, 650 words is about 4 to 5 paragraphs. So that includes having a good intro, a good hook, a conclusion that ties things together, but some kind of organization. You don't want to just drop a big blob of undifferentiated text with a single paragraph. So paragraphs are important. At the same time, you're not writing the standard 5-paragraph essay that you might write in your English class. It's a little bit different, right? In the sense that you want to have some kind of hook for your reader. And so that can be a bit of a challenge, but again, we'll try to work through that in subsequent videos. Something else I mentioned in an earlier post was that if there are prompts for schools that you're applying to that are not in the Common App, share those with me, and I can perhaps address some of those in later videos as well. But don't just mention the school if you're going to mention it. Give me an actual link to the application page. And then if you have to log in and create an account in order to get to the essay portion, please just copy the question for me, because I'm not going to go create an account and start doing an application just so that I can get to the essay. So you can maybe copy and paste those in a reply to this video. That would be helpful. And we'll try to chip away at these throughout the summer. I can't guarantee that I'll have anything in the next week, but stay tuned and I will have something, probably multiple videos looking at things we can do as far as application essays.